Habits are very useful things. Um, Things like breathing and blinking, those aren't habits. Those are autonomic processes that our body does because our brainstem tells it to. Habits are things that we do because we've done them so many times that they become natural for us. And how that works is there are neural pathways in the brain. These are brain cells that connect to one another with little fingers called dendrites. And when we do something the first time, um, those little cells communicate in a certain pattern. When we do something the second time, the communication is a little stronger, a little faster. They grow actual little dendrites, more of them, and that connection is strengthened. So by the time you've done something 20 to 30 times, that connection has become so strong that whatever that action was, whatever that thought was, whatever that feeling was, and we can have habits of thoughts and actions and feelings, all of them. Whatever that was, it becomes just natural for the person. So these habits can be great. Say for example, buckling up when you get in your car. If you make a habit of doing that, then you don't need to think about it. Imagine if you had to think every time you sat down in your car, I've got to buckle up. Or every time you're about to go to sleep, I've got to brush my teeth. The fact that you do it, and you do it automatically, makes life so much easier if you find those things important. Other habits can be very destructive. Say for example, you pull out a cigarette and smoke every time you need something to do with your hands, or you're in a social situation that makes you nervous. There's a habit, something that comes very naturally, very easily, that can have disastrous health consequences, as shown by a ton of research. Depending on what researchers you read, forming a habit or breaking a habit, which is also a form of forming a habit, to break one is actually to form an opposite one, or to unform it. It takes about 21 to 30 days, depending on who you listen to. I tell people it's going to take about 3 weeks, at least, of diligent work for you to form a good habit. Now, you may argue that habit forming isn't all that great. You may say that habit is the killer of creativity. In a sense, you're right. We can fall into ruts in life. Maybe my rut of sitting here holding the camera this way and just talking into it is killing my video blog. I don't know. But the good thing about habits is that they allow us to do things that need to be done in everyday life without putting too much brain power and energy into them, so that we can save our brain power and our energy for the creative stuff, or for the stuff that we think really matters. If you had to go through life actively thinking about and problem solving and decision making about brushing your teeth and buckling your seatbelt and how to load the dishwasher, you'd just be exhausted and unable to put the energy that you need to put into higher level thinking activities, problem solving activities, higher level actions. So sometime sit down and think about your life and the habits that you may or may not know that you have, and pick one. Pick one that you want to form, a new one, or pick one that you want to eliminate, one that's maladaptive or destructive, or gets on somebody else's nerves. But just pick one at a time and work on that one. Once you experience success with conquering or forming that habit, you will be so much better able to work on the other habits in your life. Just one success. So pick one thing and work on that first. And then you can start looking at everything else. If you look at everything all at once, you'll start to feel overwhelmed. So pick one habit that you want to form or eliminate. Work on that. Expect it to take about 3 weeks. And see what happens. I think you'll be surprised.